When Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave this famous speech, and he made many, on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial almost 50 years ago this month, during that March on Washington, he spoke about struggles that unfortunately are still present and with us today. The struggle for freedom, for democracy, for justice, for equal opportunity under the law. There's still a much larger road that lies ahead for all of us. We've heard President Barack Obama speak in recent weeks about the struggles for economic justice and how we can grow the middle class. In Philadelphia, we've taken the approach that education can be a tool and is an important and critical tool to achieving upward mobility, income mobility, economic independence, and ultimately, middle-class security. It is a personal privilege and honor to have the opportunity to introduce to some and welcome for all Martin Luther King III here in Philadelphia. Martin.
I come before you today with really mixed emotions as we mobilize for the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. Because, Mr. Mayor, I would have loved to have come today to say that on August 24th, when we have the actual march and reenactment, that as we are observing, that it truly is a commemoration, and that the dream that my father articulated and shared for our nation and world is fulfilled. But unfortunately, that just is not the case. In 1964, the United States Congress passed a Civil Rights Act, giving us citizenship. In 1965, a Voting Rights Act, creating the legal right to vote for those who had been excluded from the process. In 1968, fair housing legislation. And so there probably are many who thought the civil rights struggles and movement was done. But in less than 2 months, I hope that our consciences have been aroused. Although we're living in a tough economic time, a tough economic climate for our nation and our world, really, I do not believe that the vaults of our hearts are bankrupt. We really have to open our hearts and take the first steps, or more steps than we're taking. And we can ultimately, I believe, realize the dream that my dad shared 50 years ago.